What's up, guys? Russo and Jordy back for another NFL video. We're going to be covering the Week 8 slate on Sunday. Really excited for this one. We've got some killer matchups, and we just love talking football. So we have 6 picks for you, and we just dropped our NBA video for tonight's slate. And we had someone ask us about getting back to our night videos, and we're going to do our best to try to work that in because we love doing the night videos as well. We were doing, we called it First Look last year. And honestly, this is just such a full-time grind for us. And we're still, we do some work outside of the show as well. So the best way that you can help us get back to that is honestly as simple as liking the video. It helps us grow the channel, and it helps us get to a point where we can just be doing this completely full time. We love to do it, and yeah, so we're going to try our best to get back to that. But the schedules have just been crazy for us lately. So like the video, drop us a comment, and that's such a huge help for us. You guys have no idea. So we appreciate everyone tuning in. Let's talk about these plays. Before we do, I want to shout out our partner Underdog. They are running all sorts of specials for NBA. So if you guys enjoy, and also on beyond NBA, it's Boostober. So Boostober has been awesome. They're dropping boost tokens for your slips every single day of October. But if you like playing NBA as well, they're dropping a boost token for every single NBA slip that you make. You get a 20% boost right now. So a 6-man is upwards of near 30%, a 30% multiplier. So, or 30x, I should say. So that's been super clutch. If you haven't signed up for Underdog yet, use code BACKDOOR. They're going to match your first deposit, or I'm sorry, not match. They're going to give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash, plus a free pick. So they're going to match your deposit, but it's I think it's a 50% match, all the way up to $1,000, plus the free pick. And yeah, it's been killer. They just keep working on this platform and making it awesome. Yeah, and then we're also on Sleeper Picks. So if you guys have not signed up for Sleeper Picks yet with the Sleeper app, use code BACKDOORFS, and they're going to give you a 100% bonus match up to $100. And they're running discounts too. I mentioned it every video, but I still haven't used my protected play. I'm going to lock that in pretty soon here. So yeah, let's get into it. These are the plays. We feel great about all these plays today. And Jordy has one in particular that's even safer thanks to Underdog if you're taking it on Underdog. But yeah, so I'm going to be taking David Njoku over 13 fantasy score. I'm going all fantasy score this week. 13 fantasy score for Njoku on Prize Picks. It's a little bit lower on Underdog. All these are because it's half point PPR on Underdog and it's full point PPR on Prize Picks. But I'm taking Romeo Dobbs over 10.5 fantasy score. Love this play. And then Cade Otton over 10.5 fantasy score. What are you getting into, Jordy?
Yeah, so I'm taking Mark Andrews over 2.5 receptions, loving that line. Taking Amari Cooper over 4 receptions. And I'm taking Jonathan Taylor over 0.5 rushing receiving touchdowns on both platforms. But the awesome thing about Underdog is you get a thing called vulture protection on Underdog. So if, say Trey Sermon comes in and takes the rushing touchdown, or, Anthony Richardson rushes in for the touchdown, he will actually be safe on that, and it'll give him a vulture protection. So it should cash that anyway. So it's pretty dope. Honestly, I wish they would all do that, but that's a perk that Underdog has. So definitely go check out Underdog. They're really cool with some of that stuff.
Yeah. I love that play because if you're at the goal line and Richardson decides to keep it, or Sermon, it's that's awesome. So, all right, well, let's just dive right in. I'm going to start with David Njoku here. We got Jameis Winston this week. That is confirmed, right? Is he starting? Didn't we talk about that?
Oh, Mike's muted. Yes, he is starting.
Jordy's getting into his soup over there.
Yeah, I'm
trying. So yeah, Jameis Winston. First of all, David Njoku is an absolute beast, and this dude is super talented, super athletic, just an overall great football player. Jameis Winston is a gunslinger, so he's going to be throwing the ball a lot more. We don't have to deal with Deshaun Watson anymore. mixed feelings about the man. Don't wish anything bad on him, obviously, but don't like to hear that players are getting injured like that. But they should have gone to Jameis Winston a long time ago. I think he's gonna like really turn this offense on to another level, because we've seen him just be an absolute monster in the past, and he brings a good culture to the team. I think this team's going to be rejuvenated. I don't think they're going to win this game, but I love him this week. I love Njoku. If we take a look at the receptions, he's just coming off of a 10 reception game, and I think that Amari Cooper's gone. We know Cedric Tillman was looking good, but it is going to be all Njoku, in my opinion. This is going to be a high scoring game. Let's take a look at the over under real quick. 45.5 point over under. Baltimore favored by 8.5. We've got we're playing in Cleveland, but Jameis is going to have to be slinging the ball to keep up in this game. And I think that the Ravens can do it all. Like they're dangerous through the air. They're insane on the ground. They have a solid defense, but they're a pass funnel defense. So they're actually the matchup. Their defense is just like not that great defending through the air. They got some picks on Baker last week, but those were just poor choices by Baker. They weren't like insane interceptions. They're still talented, but this is a pass funnel defense. So teams don't like to try to run. And with Chubb, I don't think that Chubb's going to come out and go for like 20 carries against Baltimore. So if we take a look at this matchup, 30th in receptions allowed to tight ends, and that just kind of goes all the way across. Like if you look at receiving yards, 31st in receiving yards to tight ends, and then I like Njoku to get in the end zone this week. It's an EV plus play. He got in the end zone last week. It might be a little bit tough. This is where they are a little bit tougher. They're number 1 in touchdowns allowed against tight ends. But either way, he can get there. If he goes for 10 receptions, we're good as gold. I'm not expecting him to go for that many, but with the target share and with Jameis, 14 targets last week. So I think we can get to this 13 fantasy score pretty quickly. We know Prize Picks is full PPR, so I'm all over this play. All 3 of these plays are plays that we've been eyeing all week. Actually, we talked about it in our fantasy football podcast. So if we take a look at Daily Grind, they have his receiving yards juice to go over as the best play. If you'd rather take that, 51.72% odds to hit the over, minus 126. And then they don't like the fantasy score because it's juiced up a little bit, but they just have it at a 50-50 shot. It's 50.07% odds to hit the under, and that's because it's at 13, and there's other platforms that have it a little bit lower than that. So they think it's like 50-50. Maybe it's going to go a little under, but I'm feeling good about it. So I'm going to be rolling with that. I'm all over this Njoku play this week. And then next up, we'll talk about Romeo Doubs. This matchup is killer. Going up against Jacksonville, we saw the Bears last week just absolutely torch Jacksonville. Their defense has just been struggling, like slowing teams down through the air. And it's like even a soft matchup on the ground, although they are a little bit tougher against the run. But Caleb Williams threw for 4 passing touchdowns last week against this defense. So we'll hop into the over-under for this game real quick. Man, I love talking football. This is so fun. I love basketball too, but football's so relaxing. Did I already pass it? I'm getting sidetracked here. I need to pop another alpha brain. Jags, there you are. 49.5 point over under. So Vegas is expecting this to be a high scoring game. They only have the Packers favored by 3.5. That's interesting to me. Playing in Jacksonville. So hopefully this is a close game, and they're just running up the score for us for fantasy. But yeah, Dobbs, Jaden Reed is good to go. He's cleared to play. Which I love for fantasy implications because I have him in my dynasty league. So I'm going to be locking him up. But Romeo Doubs has really been getting after it. He's been getting heavily targeted, and he's been getting these red zone looks, so I like him to go over this. His last 2 games, he went for 19.9 fantasy points and then 17.4 against Houston. And I just don't know what's not to love about this play. Receptions wise, he had 8 receptions last week against Houston, which is a much tougher matchup than he has this week. Receptions allowed to wide receivers, 30th, so super soft, bottom of the barrel. And again, these red zone looks, he's coming off of so he didn't get in the end zone against Houston, but he still dominated that fantasy score. But he had 2 touchdowns against Arizona 2 weeks ago, and Jacksonville is 27th in touchdowns allowed to wide receivers. So I'm telling you guys, like, unless he just is absolutely, for some reason, LaFleur's like not working him into the game plan, I don't see it happening. Like this, I'm all over this play. I can't believe this fantasy score is this low. So yeah, I'm going to be all over this play. And let me hop in daily grind. Where are we at here? They've got this favor to go over. 10.5 is just silly. 51.3% odds to hit the over. All these other platforms are bumping it up to the 11s. And so we also know, again, Prize Picks is full point PPR. So 5 catches for 55 yards cashes this. And if he gets in the end zone, it's over. Like it's gonna be done. And again, Caleb Williams threw 4 touchdowns against this team last week. So if Caleb can do it, Jordan Love is also for fantasy a killer start this week. But I don't want to jinx it, but I don't see how this doesn't happen. All right, so Cade Otton. We've got this situation where Mike Evans is out. We've got Chris Godwin, who is on IR. Very unfortunate for them, but with all these new receivers getting worked in, Sterling Shepard and Jalen McMillan and Trey Palmer, none of them have the rapport with Baker that Cade does. And I think that this is going to be Baker's safety blanket, and Cade Otton's a good tight end. So the matchup is solid, 16th in receiving yards allowed. And if you look overall, they're 9th. So they have a soft spot there against tight ends. And let's take a look here at this over under, 45.5 point over under. Atlanta favored by 2.5, playing in Tampa Bay. And I can't wait to see how this plays out, because Jordy and I have different opinions on what this is going to mean for the Bucs. And I think that the Bucs are going to be okay. But obviously they're going to miss Godwin and Evans. But I think that Cade Otton is going to eat in this situation. Again, he had 100 yards last week. I think that was on 8 receptions, and he got 10 targets. So, and this is like out of the last 5 games, he's got 3 out of his last 5. He has 8 or more targets. And then how is he converting that into receptions? Yeah, 7 receptions, 6 receptions, and 8 receptions on those games where he cashed. And then these other games, it was, actually, that is a little something to consider. He doesn't have a good history against Atlanta, so I'm not concerned about it though. But just giving you guys all the info there, I think that he's going to have to be the guy they go to in this situation. So I love him to go over this line. Let's take a look at daily grind. Fantasy score. They have this favor to go over as well, 10.5, 51.32% odds to hit the over. And yeah, we've got multiple platforms bumping this up over 11 already. So feeling great about all 3 of these. I'm going fantasy score across the board because I want a little bit of everything: receiving yards, receptions, and then the touchdown upside. So feeling great about him. If you guys want to check out this DFS optimizer, it's super helpful. You guys watch the show, you know how helpful it is, but we showed you, especially with NBA, sometimes you get plays on here that if you don't have the app yourself, you can't take advantage of them, but you'll get plays that are going to be removed quickly. And especially closer to game time, they'll just start popping these random plays on the board. And you can hop on and take advantage of mistakes that these platforms are making, because this app will point it out to you. But a lot of times these plays that go up are up for like 10 minutes. So you got to lock them in quick. But if you want to check it out, use code BACKDOOR at dgfantasy.com. You get 25% off for as long as you make your first subscription. You can lock it in all the way up to a year if you want to take advantage of basketball and football and everything. So however long you want to make it, take advantage of that 25% off. And then if you guys want to check out Outlier, you can try this one for free. So just go through the link in the description, and then once you sign up through them, you'll get to just have a week free to take advantage of NFL and NBA and utilize all this stuff. They cover matchups, injury reports, and insights about the players. And then when they give you these little insights, they point you to the prop that it reflects on. So super awesome tool. Try it out free for a week, and I'll pass it to Jordy.
All right. Yeah. So definitely was busted there. I was getting into my soup. I've been down with like the worst stomach bug for like the last 24 hours. So forgive me if I'm a little unenergetic today. I'm trying my best to thug it out, but got Mark Andrews here for over 2.5 receptions. I feel great about this line. This is, I'm gonna be honest, all my plays are juiced to go under. So if you don't like these, you don't have to take them, but I think it's just a little bit ridiculous that these are juiced to go under. Mark Andrews this year, it's been a rocky road for sure. Obviously all these tight ends have been getting work, and it's finally starting to look like Mark Andrews is the number one again. They line Isaiah Likely up wide now. He's usually like almost just playing as like a third receiver anymore. Mark Andrews is seeing a majority of the snap share again. He's on 77% of the passing plays or target share, and the passing plays, he's out there for almost 50% of them now. So he's definitely creeping back up the totem pole when it comes to usage. So loving this play here. It is a tough matchup. Cleveland is third in interceptions allowed. Honestly, you go back and look at some of the matchups, and they're not the best tight end matchups, like who they're covering. So I do like Mark Andrews, who's been red hot lately, to go over this. And honestly, his receiving targets are at 3.5. So if you like him to just get the targets, I think that's a good line as well, because he's been going for about 4 or 5 targets. As you can see, he's hit that in both head-to-heads as well. When it comes to receptions, he's hit one, missed one. He had 5 targets in this game, is what we saw, 4 targets, and he was unable to pull in 3 of them. So that was the very last matchup. But honestly, I'm comfortable with this play. Zay Flowers is banged up right now. He is still questionable. I think he's gonna play, but I think everyone saw him. He was kind of like, here he is. He was banged up on the sideline. It almost looked like he was crying. He was in so much pain, but he rolled his ankle really, really bad, and he like slammed back on his head. So he's dealing with 2 different little injuries there, but the ankle is the big one. So I like this play because I think Mark Andrews is becoming just that safety blanket option again. And honestly, Rashad Bateman looks really good too. Keep an eye on Rashad Bateman. He looks like a stud right now. So, but like I said, full transparency, this is juice to go under. So if you don't like it, you don't have to take it. His fantasy score is juice to go over. If he's hitting his fantasy score, he's either getting a touchdown or getting over this 2.5 reception line, in my opinion. So go with your gut on this one, obviously, but I do like Mark Andrews to get 3 receptions in this game. Next up, I got Amari Cooper. I feel great about Amari Cooper. Like, this is juice to go under. Also, it's a soft matchup, 12th in receptions allowed to wide receivers. The Seahawks are. He's had 4 receptions in almost every single game this year. Out of all 7 games he's played, he's only gone over this 1 time, but he's pushed in 4 straight games. And he got there on a short week last week with Buffalo, and he looked immediately involved, and he wasn't in on as many passing plays as he's going to be. He was only in on 63% of the passing plays in that game. He'll be in on way more. This was a blowout game. They didn't even need to throw the ball a lot. They had Keon Coleman just going absolutely ballistic. So it just really wasn't a game script that he needed to be too much of a part of, but he still was. He had 4 receptions for, let's see, how many receiving yards did he have? For 66 receiving yards. So instantly better than what he was getting with Cleveland. So I'm really happy for him. I think he'll get over this 4 receiving line, no problem. It's set at just 4. So like I said, there's a chance for a push here, but I think it's push or better with this one. I don't see him ever going under 4 receptions. It's such a soft matchup. The Seahawks defense is getting healthier, but they're still missing Artie Burns, who's really, really good. Trey Brown is questionable again with an ankle. So, their plug-in cornerbacks that they've been playing have been good, but Jarek Reed is also out with the ACL surgery, obviously. So their defense is obliterated right now. So, I really do like Amari Cooper in this matchup to go ham. I think he'll at least get 5 receptions. I think he'll go way over that. I think he'll get 5 or 6 for sure, but we'll just see. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe the books are right, because this one is juice to go under. It's a 51.53% chance to go under. At 4.5, people have this minus 170, 165 to go under. I would never take that line personally, because we all know who Amari Cooper is. He's a reception king. Like, this dude has got the best routes in the game. When you used to look at older Amari Cooper clips, like, there's not a better route runner in the league than Amari Cooper, in my opinion. So when he's healthy and he's at his best, I'll say that. He is getting older, so maybe not anymore, but at one point he was. But I really do like him in this matchup. I think 5 receptions is cake for him. So crazy to see that so juiced under. So if you don't like that play, don't take that one either. But this next one is also juiced to the under, and I can't figure out why, because it is a soft matchup for Jonathan Taylor. I know he's just coming back, but they've got their RPO situation back in full contention here. They got a healthy Anthony Richardson. And, you know, the RPO is really hard to cover when you got Jonathan Taylor in the backfield and you got Anthony Richardson to worry about. So going into this matchup, just take a look at this. So last year, Jonathan Taylor, he went 7 out of 10 games that he played. 7 of them, he had touchdowns in the game. This year already, the 4 games he's played, he's gone for a touchdown in 3 of them. In one game, he went for 2 against Chicago, who has a good defense. So in this matchup where Houston is 22nd allowed in touchdowns and 9th allowed in touchdowns to running backs, in both head-to-heads, he's went over this against them. So if Jonathan Taylor gets to the goal line, good luck getting him to not get in. Like, honestly, this guy is such a monster when it comes to goal line work. So as long as he doesn't get vultured by like an RPO, which in that case you're covered on Underdog, but in case he gets vultured with like an RPO with Anthony Richardson or something, that's, I think, the worst case scenario in this matchup, because I do think they get to the goal line and I do think he gets in for a touchdown. If we look at this one on Daily Grind, it's also juiced to go under, a 51.85% chance and minus 132. So maybe you just take all my plays under and cash tomorrow, but I'm feeling really good about the overs on these. Honestly, like, I couldn't ever dream of a world of taking any of these under. I might be totally wrong on this one, but we'll see. I feel good about all these, so that's going to be my 3 plays. If you guys want to go check out Chalkboard, they're another DFS app like Prize Picks or Underdog, but honestly, they have like an insane amount of alt lines over there. You can bump up Mark Andrews to like 3.5 receptions and get like a 2x multiplier on it. Or you could probably take, like, if you're like, hey, I agree with you, Amari Cooper's going to go ham, you could probably bump his receptions up to like 5.5 and get close to a 3x multiplier on just the one play. And they also run like 6 specials a day per sport. So yesterday, when we had baseball, football, and basketball, they had 16 specials on the board. So you could have made a ton of slips with those specials, and it was really cool to see. So a lot of them are boosted multipliers, a lot of them are just discounted plays with the regular multiplier. So a lot of fun over there on Chalkboard. If you guys want to go play over there, use code backdoor at checkout and they'll match your first deposit up to $100, and they'll give you a free play to help you cash your first slip. So it's a pretty good deal over there. So use code backdoor, and that's going to do it for me.
All right. You know, we were talking earlier about the special, you know, DJ Moore. He's been like kind of like off and on this year, as Keenan Allen has been getting back into full shape. But there is a special that I love on Chalkboard, 1.78x for DJ Moore over 39.5 receiving yards. He's got a great matchup against Washington, 24th in receiving yards allowed to wide receivers. So I just think that they try to get him involved. And if you're looking for like specials, those are the types of specials that stand out to me. I believe they have 14 specials on the board. I like the Breece Hall over 59.5 rushing yards. And then Jordan Love over 229.5 passing yards. Just a couple of specials that Chalkboard has right now. If you guys want to come join our Discord, there's a link in the description. We have a lot of fun. We have a killer community, and I shouted them out in the in the NBA video, but I got to shout out Root again. This is just so crazy to me. Dude cashed for he cashed a bunch of slips, but one of them was this almost $2,300. All demons. He hit all of them. It was baseball, basketball, just a mixer there. But great job, bro. That's such an awesome cash, and kind of bold, man. All demons, and he hit it. But yeah, he hit a bunch. He's been on a heater. So that's just one of the upsides of joining the community, because we all work together and share slips, and we love building out second half slips too for NBA and NFL. Yeah, and also if you enjoy the show, like joining the Discord is the best way to support the show too. It just helps Jordy and I get that much closer to be able to just continue to provide more content. So if you want to come join us, go through the Patreon link in the description of the video. They manage our subscriptions. So if you sign up through Patreon, you go into the settings and then you go to connected apps in the menu bar, and then you just connect your Discord and it'll unlock the channel for you. But make sure you let us know if you do join, because we don't always see every new member that joins. So if you just do a little shout out in the community chat, we'll all welcome you and kind of show you how to get the most out of our Discord channel. Come follow us on X too. We're on X, Instagram, TikTok. All of those are just at BackdoorFS. We post bonus plays and extra content on our socials. And then if you enjoy playing like two-mans, where is he? I had trouble finding. Okay, yeah. So Moose, this is another analyst of ours. He's very active in the Discord, but he also posts plays to his X account every day. So go follow Moose, me, Jordy. We're posting plays on X as well. So all of our handles are in the description if you guys want to get some little extra plays on the socials. But we appreciate you guys tuning in. Have a great Sunday. Yeah, we got our basketball video out if you guys like basketball too. But have a great Sunday, guys, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Good luck, guys.